My sex life is very it's the expressive thing that TSL talks about, because before I thought sex was this like dirty kind of underground thing of society where like you weren't allowed to talk about it and you weren't allowed to like my social confinements that I had for it were just so constricting in how I could express it, and I was having such a vanilla like sex life where it was just like it was either sex or it wasn't. And like since talking to Maria and going through the TSL thing, I just realized that like nothing's off limits. Like the way I feel about sex and the way I want to express sex is totally normal and in its own way. And my sex life now, like I've gotten into all kinds of stuff and I've tried all kinds of different new things like choking and slapping and all kinds of awesome shit that like, before I would think that was cool and like I'd see it in porn and I'd be attracted to it and everything, but like I never thought that was something that I could do. And like in my head it was like, oh, you have to like, date a girl for so long and like then you like ask about it and be discussed, but like no, it's like I just have this like full expression to talk about that and like in an opening conversation about what I'm into, and it's totally just the place that it comes from now. It's like so expressive and accepted by me and whoever I talk to. So when I took my workshop, I was at a place where I was pretty comfortable with women overall. I was having sex with attractive women. Sometimes a lot of the times I was finding myself bottom feeding, and definitely wasn't anywhere near the consistent and selective ability that I wanted. So I took the workshop, and all I really wanted was for someone who is very, very skilled with this kind of stuff to kind of look at my technique and look at what I was doing and really fill my sticking points that I didn't even know about yet. So when I went to the workshop, just, the devil's in the details really. So just like little things that Steve saw and Jay saw, and really took me from that plateau I was at, not getting any better, and gave me this whole new perspective and direction to take my game to. And over the last 6 weeks, I ran with it, and I've reading up on the notes that I took and reading some more literature and just practicing in field with this new optimism perception that I have. And I'm just like even coming back, just being in this culture again, just really helped me see like I've made huge strides and just totally leagues ahead of where I was 6-7 weeks ago. Now is because before it was almost like I'd see a girl and be like rolling the dice of whether I'd go have a conversation, like I'd get blown out or not, or like I'd run out of things to say or whatever. But now when I'm in a bar scene, if I see a group that I want to talk to, or a guy that I want to talk to, or even like especially a girl I want to talk to, it's not even a confidence thing, it's just a fact that I know that I'll be able to hold court and be the center of attention. That group won't want me to leave. Like I said, I ran last night, like when I opened the group, their opening line to me was, "Hey, we're leaving right now, sorry I can't talk." But within 5 minutes, after his girlfriend expressed interest in me, they didn't want me to leave. I tried to leave, and the guy whose girlfriend was eye-fucking me intercepted me and wouldn't let me leave because he wanted to talk to me. So that's just like a whole new thing that I can play with now. And I just see like an exponential growth. Like I just see the last 6 weeks are just like, the tip of the iceberg. Because the biggest thing is before the workshop, I would say like the real thing that I got from the workshop is that before, when I was like gaming, it was just like 1 or 2 things at a time. I really couldn't see like a week down the road or 2 weeks down the road. And now I just have this vision, and I just know exactly where I'm going and what I need to work on and sticking points that I still have and what I'm good at. And I just like, it's almost like I can see so far down like the map of where I'm going. And like in 6 months, I can definitely see myself just everything that I talked about from the last workshop for 6 months, just like exponentially grown to where like, my social interactions will be like I'll see more connection and more expression of myself. If you really take it seriously, the biggest expectation I've had through my experiences, I would expect just to have that roadmap. You're not gonna come to the workshop and the next day be leagues ahead of where you were, but you're gonna know exactly what you need to do to get where you want to go. You're gonna know exactly what you have to work on. Steve will tell you exactly what you need to do, and if you listen to Steve, I can promise that you're gonna see results. Maybe not as fast as I did or as fast as someone else did, but if you work hard at this and you do what you're supposed to do and do what Steve tells you, the results will come in some increment of time. You'll have the tools to make your own success. And what I see a lot of people do, because I've like started like helping people with this too in my own personal life, is what they'll do is you'll tell them something and they'll kind of be like, oh, I'll just kind of do that thing in my own way. And it doesn't work that way. You have to like to take what Steve says and you have to take it 100% for what he said and take his advice wholeheartedly. And you can't distort it and be like, oh, well, I'm going to do what Steve said, but I'm going to do it a little differently because I got a better idea. Like, you came here because you wanted something that Steve has to teach you, so I would suggest wholeheartedly taking his advice. I say do it, because if you're looking at this stuff in the first place, you're obviously not where you want to be, and you're not going to get better. Just, it's not just going to come. You're not going to be, like, obviously, if you're not where you want to be with women, you have to do something about it. If you, what's that fucking expression? If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always had. So if this is something that you're serious about and you want to see, you want to get more out of life and have your life look more like what you want it to look like, and your sex life and your physical expression of yourself and your social interactions in general, then you're gonna have to do something. And this is, I really can't think of anything else that'll do that for you.